September 30th, 2014. Miguel Dorati back here at the iBot Vaults. Gonna hit you with a UFC Fight Night 53 video blog. Gonna break this up into two parts. We're gonna look at the odds. The fight's a couple of days away here. It's on the 27th in Stockholm, Sweden. A lot of European talent for the UFC on this card, so I'm gonna break it up and we're gonna look at 4 and 4 here. The main event is Gunnar Nelson taking on Rick Story. It's a good fight. Right now, Gunnar Nelson's a big favorite at minus 315 with Story kicking back at plus 260. It is a tough fight for Nelson in that Story is a guy who can take you out, and Story is a guy who's got a lot of UFC experience. He was close to being a top 5 guy and had the wheels come off his career a little bit. Now he's serving more as a doorman, and that's what this is for Nelson. It's to see if Nelson can advance and go further. He's really a calm fighter. Has a lot of good ground skills, doesn't seem to get hit, stays, like I said, very calm, manages his energy very well, manages distance in a fight very well, dictates the pace usually. So we'll see, especially if he can slow down Story. Story will probably come out with a big rush. Nelson's expected to come out here, and they're hoping he'll be a European star for them down the future. That's the main event. The rest of the card, at featherweight, we got Akira Corsani at plus 430, a big underdog to Max Holloway, who's coming back at about minus 550 right now. It's just a case of Holloway's a guy with a lot more UFC experience. Corsani's going to need to show something here to prove he's at the level of a guy like Holloway, who's really done some good work and has a little bit of a winning streak going, so he's a huge favorite. Heading over to the light heavyweight division, you've got Jan Blachowicz, a Polish fighter out of the KSW organization at plus 200, facing Ilir Latifi. Latifi at minus 240. Latifi's the hometown guy. He's not born in Sweden, but he's from Sweden. He's the guy who did the UFC a favor, fighting Mousasi on short notice in a main event there. And a little bit of an average fighter. I hate to say it, but he's a little bit of an average fighter. And Blachowicz has never fought anywhere except in Poland, where the KSW show is a nice big show, but there's some home cooking there, trust me. So we're going to find out about him against international competition here, and Latifi's favored in that fight. Last match I want to look at for right now is little guys again, is Nicholas Backstrom taking on Mike Wilkinson. And Wilkinson's a big underdog here, plus 460. With Nicholas at minus 600. The thing here is this, Backstrom came out, he had a nice showing, he came out, beat Niminaki on short notice. He took the fight on short notice and basically impressed a lot of people with that fight and that finish, that first rounder. Wilkinson struggled, and he's a bit of a known factor. You know, he was on the reality show over in England, and British fighters on the road, they fight a lot, and he's a known quantity, whereas Nicholas looks like he could be the real thing. This could be a position where his line's a little bit inflated at minus 600. Maybe something you want to take a look at. I'm going to be back with part 2 of this blog. Going to look at some of the other matches, including some very interesting stuff out of Ireland on this card. So if you haven't gotten enough of Conor McGregor, check back for our blog number 2 on the UFC Fight Night 53. Talk to you later.